We are joined right now by the head basketball coach at Arkansas. He's entering his second season there. Razorbacks went 22-14 last year. They reached the second round of the NCAA tournament. He was the head coach in Kentucky for 15 years prior to that. He won a national championship in 2012. He reached 4 Final Fours with Kentucky. He's been to the Final Four 6 times overall in his career. He is a 3-time National Coach of the Year. He's a member of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. You know I'm talking about John Calipari. Cal, you know I was checking on you this time of year. What's going on, Cal? How are you and the fam?
The New Jersey Nets fired me. And don't be the poop in our ice cream.
My man, I always leave out that part in the intro about you getting whacked by the Devils, or by the Nets, I should say.
Could have been the Devils. Both of them fired me.
Dude, you could coach them. You could coach them. But we will
Devils.
always get to the poop in the ice cream. All right, so
yes.
Sorry I left that out again.
We have to tell that story one time when we have a little more time. How's Jake and Logan?
So they're out, man. Jake's 24. Jake's living in Madison. He graduated from Wisconsin. He's got a job in a production company. Cal, he already won an Emmy before I did. That's Jake. Logan.
That's not hard.
Yeah,
not hard.
It's a good point. Good point. Well said. Logan's living his best life. He's going to Boulder. He just finished his sophomore year, and he's at home for the summer before we head to Wisconsin. So they're good. How about your fam? How is everything?
Everything's great. You tell Janet I didn't get a Christmas card, so I didn't get to see the boys. What's up?
Is that true?
Oh, it's true. I wait every year.
I'll rectify that. Now we have scaled back. I will tell you that. We have downsized the famous Janet Christmas card. You know what? I wonder this year, maybe because they're out of the house, we didn't do it? I don't know. Hey, Alvin, did you get a card?
Yeah, cheap.
No, they went out. She didn't get your change of address, Cal. I got to fix that. I'll make that right. So what's the fam think of Fayetteville? What's it like for your fam?
Well, we're loving it. You know, I mean, you come into a situation that they want to do well. They're committed to doing well. Look, I had 15 great years at Kentucky. And for me to do this, you know, I told Ellen, I said, are you ready for this? She said, yeah, and you're ready for this. So, you know, we were 0-5. I'll go around and say, well, what did you think of the season? And everybody, we just loved it. Really? How about when we were 0-5? You loved it then? And, you know, when they said we had no chance in the NCAA tournament, then you beat Kansas and St. John's, let one slip away, Texas Tech, because to be honest, Jim, I thought we were going to win the national title because I've done this a long time. And when you get a team playing a certain way and believing, you just, you know, there's 1 or 2 breaks that knock you back. But no, it was a good first season, and we're all excited about being here.
I thought it was a really, really good first season. And, you know, it's just a new chapter in your life, Cal. You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do it. You chose to do it. You get to do it. So what's driving you at this point? When you think about that amazing basketball life you've had, I mean, you've been in the Hall of Fame since your 50s. You don't need to do it. So why are you doing it?
So as long as I can keep helping young people and their families, then I'll do it. The minute I'm not capable of doing it because the rules have made it, or the environment has made it with NIL and with the transfer portal, where I can't, if it's transactional versus transformational,
yep.
Why would I do it? My daughter tells me all the time, you do it because you want to do it, because you don't have to do it. But I love doing what I'm doing. And so I'd like to help 20, 25 more families, 30 more families, and then I've said it's been a good run.
You know, Cal, it's one of my favorite lines, and I was at a seminar with John Gordon in Florida a few weeks back, and there were a number of football coaches, and they were all saying the same thing. When it becomes transactional instead of transformational, that's how you know it's time. That's how you know it's time. So I love that phrase. John Calipari is joining us right now. Cal, you've been in the SEC since 2009, and you had a major role in helping transform that conference into the power it's become. But we're talking about a year where 14 teams got in the tournament, 7 went to the Sweet 16. How in the world did this conference become such a behemoth in hoops?
Well, when they went to the TV network and the schools had more money, they invested into men's basketball and women's basketball and some other sports that are all doing well. And then the biggest thing is last year, the top 7 teams were able to retain their team, 95%. Now, I had the youngest team in the league, which not unusual. But, Mike had a young team at Georgia. The rest of the teams were veteran teams. Now, 22 of the top 26 scorers are gone. When I first got in the league, we were getting 2 and 3 teams in. And I was begging, we should have 5, we could have 6. What? And I was lying. There was no way. But now I said, let's get to 8. To be at 14, 16 teams, and they advanced. It's a big deal. And in this, we're all there was an article in Sports Wall Street Journal today that basically said none of us know how this is going to play out. Normally, I went to the dribble drive and one and done and positionless basketball and play freshman, and you could feel where things are going. Literally, I have no idea. We have a good team this year. We're a top 10, top 15 team. Young guys, veteran guys. But as it goes forward, where does this go? I don't know.
So, Cal, without knowing, are you apprehensive about where it's going, or are you excited about where it's going?
There's two things. They've got to do something with the transfer portal. You can't transfer to 4 different schools. You can't let kids play at 26, 27, and 28 against 18-year-olds. You can't have a player look in the stands and wave to his wife and 2 kids, knowing that the NIL is paying alimony for the first wife, and that's who you're playing against. You can't. It's 28 against 18, and it's now, what are we doing? That's got to be fixed. But I did something. Last year, I only had 9 guys on scholarship. Ended up playing out. We had injuries. We got lucky, and it worked out. This year, I've just added a couple more big guys, and I'm trying to think ahead. Can I get 4 to 5 guys to return and bring in 4 to 5 freshmen and do it the way I used to do it, which is freshmen and returning players? That's what I'd like to get to. So everybody's like, why do you add more guys? I added a couple big guys just to say, you know what? How do we make sure next year we got enough guys?
Cal, the bottom line is the pinch of poop in the ice cream will never not be funny. That will never go out of style. However, you adding NIL money as a way to pay alimony is right there side by side with the poop in the ice cream. I love that. I love that a lot. All right, so what about, you and I, one of the reasons we talk this time of year is inevitably the NBA draft is right around the corner, and just as inevitably, you have somebody who's going. I want to ask you about an explosive forward you have in this year's draft in Adu Thiro. Tremendous athlete, and I think he's really explosive. How do you think he projects on the next level, and where do you think he'll go in the draft?
All right, so, Jim, if you're watching the NBA right now, these playoffs, if you're not a man, NBA, no boys allowed. If you're not physically able to go to hand-to-hand combat, if you can't play when a guy's grabbing and holding, if you can't go get a rebound when 2 guys are just absolutely clubbing you, if you can't make a layup where you got hit twice, you can't play in these games. Adu Thiro can play in that kind of game. He physically can do it, athletically can do it. When he was in high school, he played point guard. He went from like 6'1" to 6'6". You're talking about someone that can. And the draft, what happened in the late rounds, it weeded itself out. I would tell somebody, just like I did with Maxey and Quickly, if you pass on him, he can come in the league and help you right now because of what he is physically. And right now, the guys that aren't able to step in and play physically can't do it. You look at TJ McConnell in the NBA. He physically is like, I'm not afraid and I'm ready and I'll go and I'll bring it. And all of a sudden, he has that kind of game. Mathurin did the same thing. Mathurin went crazy. But he physically could do that. Adu could do it. And I'm excited for him. I coached his father. And now I coach his son. I've done that about 5 times. Now, I did start coaching when I was 12, so I was a little young.
You know what? You're like me. We're trying to stay in this long enough so you can coach and I can interview somebody's grandkid. Because we have, right? You've coached guys' kids. I've interviewed guys' kids. I'm trying to stay in this thing long enough to do an interview with a grandkid of a Hall of Famer. Hasn't happened yet, Cal.
No, and what I would say, that kid better be one and done if he's going to play for me. Because
Here you go. Cal, before you go, you coached, obviously, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at Kentucky. What do you remember about your season together with him? And did you know at that time you'd be coaching a future NBA MVP?
I've had 2 NBA MVPs that I've been blessed to coach, Derrick Rose, Shai Gilgeous. Now, let me tell you, both of them have the same DNA. They're driven and wired, and they're on a continuous path their whole career to improve, and everything they do is geared toward that. Second thing, unbelievable teammates, both of them. So Shai does not do a post-game interview without teammates around him. Won't do it. Derrick would not take a picture for a magazine, paper, whatever, unless he had teammates around him. And then they both have something special. Derrick was about speed and explosiveness. Shai's about pace. But they're all, again, I'll give you Shai. I went and watched him in the regular season, comes over, greets me, and does it, and then walks in the end zone after he warmed up and did autographs and did pictures and kissed babies and walked and kept walking and walking. And I'm like, I call his mom. I've never been prouder. The Oklahoma City employee who's with me looks at me, Glenn Wong, and says he does it every home game. That's what you want in an NBA star, who doesn't forget who he comes from, where he's from, who he is, and is not caught up in the fame. They're both that way. Derrick was that way too.
Good dudes. Good dudes. Cal, leave me with this thought. You also coached Karl Anthony Towns in college. There's a report that the Knicks had a preliminary discussion with you, Cal, about their head coaching vacancy. That's the report. So set the record straight. How would you characterize the discussion?
Well, first of all, Leon and Wes and I are good friends.
Right.
They have an idea of what they want to do, and they should go do it. Tom Thibodeau and I were friends. Tom and I went back and forth. I would say this: the Knick job is not for everybody. It's just not. It's not just coaching. It's all the other stuff. And you have to walk in knowing that the expectations are what they are. But the other side of it is, it's a great job with a hell of a team in a great environment. And if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. So it's still the Knicks. And as they go through it, let me say this. When you're pro coaching, I was fired. And all I would say to you is, didn't they just fire an NHL coach who'd been to the finals 3 times in a row? I mean, it's what it is. When you choose to be in the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, Billy Martin was fired 5 times from the same team. It's what it is. I mean, and now in college, you ready for this? No more 40-year jobs. No. You're not coming in saying, I'll have this job for 40. Those days are over. If you could stay 10 years, 12 years, you just had a heck of a run because of all that's going on.
So is that a yes? You're going to New York?
No. I got stuff to do here. And there are people who have absolutely committed to this program. I owe it to them to bring something here that we're trying to do. Let us compete for national titles every year we're here. Can't promise you're going to win it. I wish it was like baseball in college where you got to win a couple, you can lose one and still do it. It's not what we are here. It's one and done. So some of it is luck. You think about the Pacers and who won that last game. If I told you McConnell would be the winning play, he'd be the guy to make the plays, you'd say you're on crack. No. Well, he was. He was a difference. Or Caruso. You're talking about him. I mean, the things that he has done. This stuff is, and that series is not over. I mean, I can't tell you who's going to win, but it is not over. And for me, I got stuff to do here, and I'm excited. You. I hope you and I. Well, you've been interviewing me for years. I hope you look at me and say, "Man, he's in a great frame of mind. He's ready to go." I'm happy. I'm happy. What we're doing. Hey, let's go. Let's do this.
Okay, I love it. I love it. I think you look like a million, as always. I think you sound great. And listen, you and I have done this so long that we have to kind of continually ask ourselves, what is our why? What is our why? Why are we doing this? Why are we going so hard? Why are we still in it? You wouldn't be in it if you weren't feeling it. So I know that you have unfinished business there. I know you're rejuvenated. I know there are people that have committed to you and you do not want to let them down, and you are there for the right reasons. So yes, I'm going to ask you the question about the Knicks, but you are in the right place. Yes. So yes, I do think that.
Thank you. And again, don't think the Knicks, it's a great job, but it's not for everybody. It's just what it is. The Cowboys, great job, not for everybody.
Hey, Cal, Kentucky, not for everybody.
Not for everybody.
Not for everybody. I get it.
And especially their expectations. And you could talk your way. You could say, at the end of the day, their expectations. And I love my time there, the 15 years. And I'd say, whoever can do that, do it. Get it done. Mark Pope did a hell of a job last year. And over the next 4 to 5 years, just keep building, because that job, it's a great job. But how about this? Arkansas is a great job. Do you see how big my nose is? I don't know if I got skinnier or my nose got bigger. I'm trying to figure it out. But Arkansas is a great job, too.
Cal, you know, Cal, if you lean back, your nose will get smaller. Just bring it back, man. Bring it back. You are the best, Cal. Listen, leave me with this side. So what are you going to do? Have you got any time, any vacation? You going overseas? You staying home, spending time with grandkids? What are you doing?
No grandkids. I am going to the shore. I go to Jersey Shore. When I'm done here, the recruiting's done. I get my kids off the campus, my players. Then I'll go spend 3-4 weeks and breathe again. I usually spend that time there with my wife, but I'll go to the Yankee games, go into the city, I recharge, but I feel good right now. And I'm like, I just worked out my team. We did conditioning and did some offensive stuff. Like, they're looking at me like, tell us what to do. Tell us how you want us to play. Is there anything better than that when you're coaching?
Especially now, right? Especially now.
Yeah. Come on. How about you can transfer at the end of every year? Like, that's why I said I added 2 more guys to my team, and I'm doing it for a reason. I'm doing it because I'm hoping I get 4 to 5 return, add 4 to 5, and hey, maybe you transfer a guy in, maybe you don't. And, I've done that where we had grad transfers, Reed and we did it with just a couple guys.
That's a good jacket, Cal. That's a sharp jacket right there. I like that.
Thank you. It is nice.
That is nice, dude. That's nice. Red is good on you, but especially that. So listen, I'm glad.
If you see my Tyson, I'm like the
can't miss it, Cal. I can't miss it, man. You might as well put that on your forehead. No, I got you. But then my man Tyson's selling a lot of chicken and making a lot of money, and probably has a lot to do with you being there, maybe, possibly, kind of, sort of.
We've been friends a long time.
It's a good guy to know.
And he's the one that made the call to say, I need you to talk to our AD. And thank God he did. And because it was unplanned. I mean, it was 24 hours, 36 hours. I wasn't no plan of doing it. And then I thought, you know what? I'm still in the SEC and I can do this. And, it just felt right. And so now let's see how we do. Let's put together a string of stuff. Let's have a run. And when we're doing it, you and I will get on, and I will then tell the poop and the ice cream story.
There you go. And then I will also introduce you as somebody who got fired in the NBA. We'll get to that too. Cal, love you. Appreciate you. Thanks for making time for this before hitting the shore. And I appreciate the friendship so much, Cal. Great talking to you. You look great.
Tell Janet I need that card. It's like one of the things I look for.
No, she'll be really upset you didn't get it. I'm going to take care of that right now. You got it.